Hello everyone, I am Shane1288 here with your weekly RuneScape Byte for Monday, June 25th, 2018. The Temple of Aminishi is here, marking the release of RuneScape's first elite dungeon, and probably RuneScape's first raid in the traditional sense of that one coming from World of Warcraft would think of it. The only starting requirement is the completion of the Impressing the Locals quest, which is the quest that grants you access to the Ark. So in a way, high-level stats are not required, but they'll certainly help you along the way. To access the Temple of Aminishi, you can head off to the island of Aminishi and make your way up the hill to the big door that used to be locked. Now you'll be greeted with an option for starting your temple run. You can start this update solo or in a group of 2 or 3, depending on how you want to play. Running it solo will be more lucrative in terms of loot and dungeoneering XP, but this may be something that people are interested in. If you're wanting to play with other people, you'll need to use the grouping system. You can also use this to easily find another group on whichever world they may be in. Finally, there's also Story Mode, which is a more lore-focused playthrough. You'll still consume food, potions, and armor charges, and other things that you normally would in a PvM encounter, but NPC damage and rewards are toned down, and toned down by a lot. Damage done will be 33% of normal, and I was getting dungeoneering XP drops of less than 100 XP per elite Sadapana killed. Being a multi-stage dungeon, there are checkpoints, and if you die or you end up disconnecting for some reason, you can start right where you left off from the nearest checkpoint. The temple is split into 5 sections, each with their own faction and mini-boss, and in total there are 3 main bosses that need to be killed along the way. Combat-wise, the higher the gear and food you can bring, the better off you'll be. Most bosses are simple enough that they require straight-up DPS to kill, and most high-level PvM groups will have no issue with this. In general, you'll want to focus around magic or ranged, with tier 80 plus gear being optimal. Bring overloads, restorers, and food for the bosses as you would with any boss encounter. And as with any good combat update, there's rewards that you may be wondering about, and in particular these are Tier 82 Masuta's War Spear, Ancient Scales, which are used to upgrade the Sirenic Armour to Tier 92, though right now you can just upgrade the Sirenic Mask and Chaps. The Sirenic Hauberk will be upgradable after the Elite Dungeon 3 comes out later this year. There's also a new invention blueprint that lets you create untradeable magic notepaper, and superior port scrolls for the Scrimshaws' Sacrifice, Aggression, and Corruption are also available. We'll have more information on these rewards and how to get through the elite dungeons without dying, and our thoughts on how this affects dungeoneering training on this week's episode of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. Now on to the patch notes, which there aren't many of this week. Starting off, we're going to head right on over to ports, and the first one is that the cost for XP Scrimshaws has been reduced from 10 Ancient Bones to 4, and the cost has also been reduced to gathering Scrimshaws from 10 to 2. Now, you might think that this would reduce the amount of money you can earn by farming Ancient Bones and then selling the Scrimshaws, but in reality, the proportions are likely to remain the same, and this enables players to farm their own Scrimshaws without necessarily needing to go to the Grand Exchange. Though with that as any update that affects the market and what people use for money making, we'll be watching this one going forward. They've also added superior Scrimshaws' Sacrifice, Aggression, and Corruptions to the port Scrimshaw Crafter, and the Tier 90 Sirenic Armour has received a visual update. Finally, the Max Guild portal can now be tuned to travel to the Elite Dungeons. That's it for this week's Weekly Byte. We'll be back this weekend with the full RSBANDB Update episode right here on this YouTube channel. If you want to support the podcast and this channel in terms of server hosting costs, you can do that via Patreon at patreon.com/RSBANDB. We've reached our first tier at $15 a month, where we'll be planning to release our first monthly Byte show in early July. If we reach $30 per month, we'll do video episodes of RSBANDB Update, and all the information about this can be found at patreon.com/RSBANDB. And if you want to join us in-game, you can visit us at Friends Chat BitsBytes. And finally, if you found this video at all useful to you, like or subscribe, and we'll see you this weekend.